Okay, now we're gonna talk about the
The Eastern Conference.
yes,
You
the
know what? Well, let's start. Okay, I wanna start with a very interesting matchup here, aka a rematch from the first round of last year, and that's the two teams from the Sunshine State, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Florida Panthers.
I got
Ooh.
sunshine on a cloudy day. Sorry.
So, you know what? In a way, I think these teams are even, but at the same time, they're not because Florida has been hit with the injury bug all
Florida's
year,
been
and
dead with
that
injuries.
Yeah, oh yeah. But the fact that they were still able to win that many games just shows you, in a way, how
I
much
mean,
better they would
the
be.
Atlantic Division was like a three, like the teams were like neck and neck
It was kind
for,
of, yeah, everyone
for
was
a
kind of
while.
trading first for a little bit. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I guess I'll start by saying the points scorers on Tampa have done their part. Like their main guys,
Well, they have the Art
Kucherov is
Ross winner
Kucherov.
back to back,
100 and
back to back.
Yeah, Nikita Kucherov, 121 points in 78 games. Brandon Hagel, talk about stepping up, 90 and 82.
So
Braden Point, 82 and 77. And then Gensel, 80 and 80.
So I talked about this before the Zoom ended. How the Lightning are like the Bruins, like the
Hmm.
old Bruins. How every time you think that they're just gonna fade out, they
They come back.
they come back, right? So like Brandon
Yeah,
Yeagle, they got him. Who did they trade for him? Was it picks?
I think so. I think they gave away draft
They didn't
picks
give away
for.
anyone from their roster, right? Jake Gensel, same thing. Pittsburgh sucks. You couldn't have traded him to the West. You had to trade him to the Atlantic freaking division. Like, of
Of
course,
all places, bro.
Nick Paul is probably going to score freaking 7 goals in the first round. Like, it's just
Yeah, even for a third line center,
he's good,
he still has
and
40 points and
he's
like
an a-
20
he's an
something
a-
goals.
here's the thing, he's good and he's an asshole. Like,
Yeah,
players
yeah,
are
and
good
like he plays. I believe he plays on the power play and their penalty
because
kill
he's
as
an
their
ass.
as their third line center. So
He's a
it's
shit house.
it's the depth, right? But if we're looking at the Panthers, their highest scorer only scored 81 points this year, but that was in 79 games. That was Sam Reinhart, who I believe last year scored 94 points. So a little bit of a drop off, and then Barkov was 71 in 67, and the next highest is Kachuk with 57 and 52.
Kachuk probably would have led the team if he played
If
80
he did, yeah,
games.
if he didn't miss 30 games,
Yeah.
he probably would have been way better, and he wouldn't be at a -3 this year. So,
This series is so hard.
oh, and then
Lightning,
Aaron Ekblad, right? He was suspended
he got
for failing
the
a
drug.
drug test.
Yes.
So with him makes a difference too, because I believe he quarterbacks the number one power play
Power
unit, and
play.
he's also on the number two penalty kill. So, but I mean, I don't know. I'd say if we're gonna do predictions, I'm gonna say Tampa at 7. Switch it up because the Panthers 1-5 last year, but again, that's
The
was with their
goaltending is going
super
to be
team.
interesting because Vasilevsky is still arguably the best in the league, and Bobrovsky
Yeah,
is such a wild card where he can shit the
but
bed or he
like that's
can.
that's the crazy thing with Bob, right? Like he's like he'll let in 6 goals on 20 something shots, and then the next night he's gonna stop
He'll
40 straight.
he'll have like 50 saves. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
like it's either he's letting in five or he's gonna save 50. It's you just don't know. But
I think I'm leaning the Lightning too. I think the Panthers they had such a injured riddle end of the year, and now
yeah,
with guys
I think
coming
that's what'll
back.
make this series much
I
closer.
think it's going to go 7 because Florida are the reigning champions. They're not going to want to go out on a whimper. They're going to,
Oh, and
if
especially against their
anything,
rivals,
if
right?
anything, picture this, right? Tampa Bay wins game one. Game two, it's looking like a Tampa blowout. You know what Florida's going to do? They're going to be freaking smart assholes, all right? Brad Marchand is going to go out hitting everybody. They're gonna rough up Tampa,
And Sam Bennett.
right?
They're probably gonna keep Bennett and Marchand on the same
And
line.
then, yeah, Tampa will have a 2-0 series lead, but then they're going to go back to Sunrise. Is that what their city's called? Sunrise?
Yeah.
They're going to go
Sunrise,
back to
Florida.
Sunrise, and Florida's going to have them all beaten up. They're probably going to win 2 games there, and then it's going to be a a battle. So I'm taking.
It's gonna be tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's why I'm saying Tampa in seven.
I'm leaning Lightning in 7 too, just because Lightning had a more complete year, and
Yeah,
both of these teams,
and their players have actually stepped up quite a bit. So
yeah, both of these teams though have playoff pedigree. They're both champions. They're both very
I
good.
think this is the first prediction where you and I have had the exact same because the first three of the West we had the same teams winning just in like one less
Different.
game or
Here
something
we're
like
both
that.
going Lightning in 7.
Oh, and then the Avalanche one we said, well, you changed it. Oh yeah,
Oh
update.
yeah, we
Jason
had breaking
Robertson.
news, everybody. Jason
Jason
Robertson has been
Robertson is hurt.
hurt. He's week to week or day one of the week to week or day to
The
day.
point is he won't be available.
Yeah, he will not be available to start the series against the Avalanche, so I'm changing mine to Avs in 6. I had Avs in 7, um, but
But
they're now missing the Stars are missing their best goal scorer, so
their best left wing.
I have to
So
change. I have to change. Oh wait, no, you said Avs in 7 too.
did I?
Yeah, I said both Avs.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, because this is the most even series.
So are we both changing it to Avs in 6?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry, Dallas. Your best goal scorer is not going to start the season, the series.
And
All
Jay
right.
Gonger was kind of buns this year, but
Okay,
that's
we're going to the
we already talked about
Metro.
that. New
This is
Jersey.
this is the no, 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 no. Let's
Oh,
you know what? Let's do New
we'll
Jersey,
do that
Carolina.
one. Yeah,
No,
let's do
let's do
because
New Jersey,
because the
Carolina
last
first.
two are going to be the most interesting.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm not watching one game of this series. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be 100% honest. This is a boring. Not. It's gonna be close, but I don't think any of these teams are true cup contenders. Like,
I mean, I don't know. It's tough because okay,
it's not
if
tough.
we're
I
talking
don't
about
think
if we're
any
talking
of
about
these
this
teams
series,
like
true.
these teams are very good, but
Yeah, yeah,
this is why the playoffs have to go back to 1 to 8 because like the Leafs would have been playing the Devils, right? If it was 1 to 8.
yeah, it's true. Or no, the Capitals would have been.
No, the Capitals still would have played the Habs because the Capitals are the number 1 seed in the East, right? And then the Leafs were number 2.
But I believe the Habs would have been eight.
No, I don't think so. Would they?
Yeah, they have less wins,
Yeah, yeah. So the Capitals would have played the Habs.
but then the Leafs would have played the Devils.
That's what I'm saying.
If they were doing it by points or like by their
Yeah,
records or
that's what
whatever,
I'm
just
saying.
individually. Yeah,
I
yeah.
I think the Devils. I think the Leafs would have swept the Devils. I'm being honest. I'm being
Okay.
100%. Like like the Devils, they can't score. They cannot score.
Not really, no.
Uh,
Yeah, so if we're gonna look at stats here, so the New Jersey Devils this year scored 242 goals and let up 222. That's a plus 20
their
differential.
defense is very good.
Um, yeah, their decor is actually like low-key underrated.
Yeah,
Their
very good.
highest score is Jesper Bratt with
Just for
88
Brat,
points
but but
in 81 games.
but with an asterisk that if Jack Hughes played a bit more games,
Yeah,
actually no,
it would have been different,
he
but
wouldn't have caught him. But
but
we all agree that Jack Hughes is their best player. So
yeah.
so
But I mean, Jack Hughes will not be playing in the playoffs this year,
which
so
sucks.
he's yeah, like shoulder surgery. He's done. They're freeing up his cap space with. They're freeing up his 8 million in cap space. Um, yeah, when you don't have your number one center and the number one guy on your power play, it's not gonna be easy.
And then
Especially
can we
because
talk? Sorry, can we talk about the goaltending in the series too? This is a huge wow. Both teams are a huge uh
yeah,
wild card for that because
the question
Markstrom,
the question is yeah, yeah, that's right, Markstrom,
Markstrom,
and
he's like Bobrovsky, where like he could be fantastic or he can be
we're
poop.
just like let in 6 on 18
Yeah.
the other night.
And then Frederick Anderson has the same thing. He can be fantastic or he can be poop. Like,
However, I will say this. I do believe that if Anderson starts for Carolina, that they will end up beating New Jersey because Carolina's like you thought New Jersey's defense was good. I think Carolina's even better.
I, That's a good. They're both very good. I mean,
Here's the thing,
Carolina, they have goals to
because
spare. They have Brett
well,
Burns.
you know why? It's because their team plays a defense first style of play, and like
I think they're
I
better.
think it was
I
like two
think.
years ago,
Go ahead.
like okay, thank you. Sorry. I believe it was like 2 years ago. Carolina ended up killing off like almost 90% of the penalties that they took, and like they were just crazy on the
Yeah, they're
penalty kill.
very.
Like Jordan Stahl. I know he's not a defenseman, but he is their captain. He's only a third line center because he doesn't really score,
But
but
he's
he's
still
still in the
very good.
lineup because
He's defensively he's
he's a
very good.
yeah, because he's on the PK, right? He's the number one penalty kill unit.
He
Him
he wins
and
faceoffs,
exactly, he does the little thing,
right?
and then it frees up space for the top six to go score
That's
against
kind
the
of what
other
the
teams.
Hurricanes are. They're like the team that does the little things.
Yeah, which honestly
It's
could
important.
make it could
Yeah,
make the
it's
biggest
very important.
differences, and I think it will against the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, if we're getting into predictions, I'm also going to take the Hurricanes just because the Devils can't
Yeah,
score.
I'd say the Canes are going to win in five.
Uh, I'll give the Devils two. I'll say six. Um,
Okay.
it's even. It's not too. It's pretty evenly matched. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I think the difference will probably be the Canes scoring. Uh,
That and then their defense.
yeah. So yeah, I think that will be the difference. And then Frederick Anderson, we're
Yeah.
saying he's the better goalie out of March. I mean, it's close.
I think he is slightly.
So you're saying five?
I think he'll yeah, Canes in five, you said Canes in
I
six.
said six. Okay. Let's
And
go
then
into a
these
very interesting series, I think. This is interesting.
um and then the two series that we've probably been looking forward to talk to the most, Washington, Montreal. I don't
Oh,
think anybody I
oh.
don't think anybody in their right mind, when the Habs sat at 31st overall in the entire league, I don't think anyone thought that they would end up winning
This is
or like making it.
I swear these teams all every time they play in the playoffs, it's this seed. It's 1-8. I, s- I,
Yeah,
I swear that's how it is.
and you know what? I actually have something funny to say. The
Hmm.
last time that these two teams met, it was the exact same situation.
1-8, right?
The Capitals were President's Trophy winners, or not, sorry, not President's Trophy, or well, they were 15 years ago, but they were number one in the East. The Habs barely made it on like the second last day or the last day. And what happened? The Habs were down
That's one.
3-1 in that series, and they ended up winning
Dude,
it.
who was on the
And
roster?
in 2010,
Andrei Kovalev, um,
I think he retired.
retired. Plaquette.
The guy I remember most was, Brian Giunta.
Oh, he was on that team? Okay.
He
He
was their captain.
he was so feisty. Yeah, he was a feisty
And
little dude.
he was good. He was
He
so
was
good.
he was
He
a
was
good player.
actually like
He
he
had
was so
speed,
clutch. And then
and his stick handling
and
was
then
pretty good.
Mike Camilleri, who is from my hometown. So
Oh, was he the leading scorer?
uh yeah.
Okay. And then Thomas
And then
Platank was
Thomas
probably on that
Plekanec,
team,
yeah.
right?
And
And then
then
who else?
their goaltender was not Carey Price because he
Jake
was the
Allen.
backup. It was no, I don't think Allen was even playing. It was Yaroslav
Oh,
Halak.
Yaroslav Halak. Why did I say Jake Allen? Sorry, Yaroslav Halak.
You were probably thinking of like recently,
I was probably
but
thinking a few
no,
years ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Didn't Halak steal that series? Wasn't he like
yeah. Like he in the last three games, he let three goals and like 100 and something shots or something. Like
that's
he was
ridiculous?
I think his lowest save percentage was 980. It was
And
actually
that
crazy.
and that Habs team made the finals, right? They lost to the Flyers.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh yes, because they lost to the Flyers in the East, and the Flyers went to the
And
finals.
then Patrick Kane scored the
Patrick
goal that
Kane
nobody
scored
knew.
that goal. Okay,
But
yeah,
still, they made it like they should not have been there, right? So,
right.
so you know
I
what?
think we're both. I think we're both leading the same. I have the Habs.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I'm gonna go Habs in seven.
I think have because like the vibes are just so freaking good that I
You know
think,
what? And that number one line, that Caulfield line, oh,
dude, they just they're just so good. And Lane Hudson had one of the better rookie years,
Yeah,
right?
dude,
And then they also
60
have
like
a phenom rookie-ish,
rookie Dobish.
right? Rookie-ish player. He's not a rookie yet. That will be next season once
Yeah,
he
once he
plays.
plays more, but like, since when do you make your NHL debut and shut out the Stanley Cup champs,
Dude,
the
that
defending Stanley Cup champs?
that debut was so hyped. I never like
And
it
it was
was.
like he made like 34 saves or something. And they
Who
won
are you
4-0.
talking about? I'm talking about the skater. What's his name?
Oh, Hudson.
No, no,
Oh, you talking about Demidov?
I'm talking about Demidov, whatever. How the heck do you pronounce his name?
Oh, but if we're
No,
talking about
Lane
phenoms
Hudson.
too, their other goalie is also pretty great. That's what I'm saying. The other backup goalie for Montreal,
Oh, who is it?
he
What's his name?
he made his Jacob Dobish.
Oh,
He
Jacob
made his
Dolbis.
debut by shutting out Florida and making 34 saves.
I'm
Just
talking
saying.
about the
Don't
skater.
get me wrong though. Demidov is still fucking crazy,
Dude, that
but
goal he scored. First
um,
off, didn't he have an assist on his first two shifts?
yeah, he had 2 points.
Yeah,
His
he,
first goal
he
and assist.
he's pretty good. Dude, I'm
In
looking at
fact,
the Habs.
he's
I'm looking at the Habs team, and as a Leaf fan, I'm very, very, very concerned because their future looks really good. And damn it,
oh dude, they look so crazy.
like we need to capitalize on this window because I'm going to be so sad if Montreal wins the cup for us. Please.
But yeah, okay. So I think Habs 7 games.
I'm taking the Habs in
Um,
6. I'm sorry, Washington.
really? Damn.
Yeah, I
I
just
think
think
this
the
will be
vibes are.
another one where it like goes so back and forth that it could be
Yeah,
like literally anything, you know what I mean?
like I
So
just
I'd
think
say Habs in 7.
Washington had such a weird year where, like last year they retooled, they took a step back, and then this
Yeah.
year it seemed like everything went right. Like
Yeah.
Dylan Strome had like a great year. Ovechkin
He was
obviously,
actually he was very underrated.
yeah.
PLD did his job. Tom
Ovechkin
Wilson,
obviously broke the all-time goals record. Um,
the greatest goal scorer that has ever
Greatest goal scorer of
existed.
all time. Like they had such a weird year where everything kind of went right. And I
Yeah,
think
and in a way,
they
like not luck, but
and I think they kind of overachieved. And now, don't get me wrong, we're picking the
but it
Habs,
might be
but like,
time. It might be time that they like that it comes back down to earth.
okay, you're saying that, but I think they create a new window. Like, I think their window is still going to be open. Like, they did such a good job of like retooling the team that like they picked up such great players. That I think their window's in
Who,
the
Washington or
yeah. I think
yeah, no, yeah,
they're
yeah.
we're
I'm saying
picking
I'm just
them.
saying in this I'm just saying
Yes.
in this series, I think they will
No, right.
kind of
We're
fall
both
apart.
picking them to lose, but like
No,
it's
but their future is gonna be
their
they're gonna
future's
be
still
good.
good. Like
Yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. I'm not saying that, but
it's not like they don't feel like a number one seed. Like
not
as
really, no.
right? Like they feel like a team who really overexceeded like
In the
everything with what I
beginning.
said and yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, like in the beginning.
right. So we're both picking Habs. You're saying 7, I'm gonna say 6.
Yep. And then I guess the final series that we've all been waiting
Oh
for,
man.
the
Jeez.
Battle of Ontario.
Dude, so let's get something out of the way first. The Leafs have never lost to the Senators in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure, right? So the thing.
I don't believe so.
Well,
Because
in
if we're
recent memory,
going,
right? Because like in 2000, didn't they play like 3 straight years and the Leafs won every single year? I don't listen. That was first off the last time the Leafs won a division, not counting that stupid Canadian division because we're not
yeah,
counting because it was a made-up division. Was 2000.
yeah.
That was the last time the Leafs won a division. Do you know when the last time they won a division before 2000?
Um,
You don't, right? It was in
not
the
really, no.
I think it was 1962. So
Jesus.
Leafs and
Okay,
division wins don't go hand in hand. So
so here I'll tell you this. If we're looking at the season history between the teams in the Battle of Ontario. The Maple Leafs have won all four series. So the first one was the 2000 Eastern Conference quarterfinals. But the first and second time were the 2000-2001 Eastern Conference quarterfinals. The Leafs won 2000 4 games to 2, so 6 games. And in 2001, they swept. But in 2002, the conference semifinals and the 2004 conference quarterfinals, they both went to 7 games.
And 2002, that was the year Sundin got hurt.
Yeah.
And I think Darcy Tucker, I don't think he was hurt, but I think a couple guys were hurt. And like
By the way, I was not alive for that. So
I was one going on two. So sorry, no, 2002, I was three going on four. So
yeah, I did not exist for another 2 years.
yeah, times have changed. Uh, the
Um,
2004 series, I don't remember that either. But I've watched highlights of those, and it was a bloodbath.
right.
Like it
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
really good series, and like
Uh-huh.
at Belfour in Game Seven stood on his head.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, yeah.
But
But
the
you know
point I'm
what?
making,
There you go. Go, go, go.
the point I'm making is if I removed the Toronto Maple Leafs and took out all the context of this team's playoff history, and I said, here's the roster of the Leafs of Team A,
It would look like the Leafs would on paper be way better.
and here's the roster of Team B, and here's the context, and here's the points of what they had in the season. Who do you think is going to win? It would be no question. The Team A, aka the Leafs, are
Yep.
should be huge favorites.
They should be the ones that win, but
The reason why
but
they're not huge favorites is because they're the
it's because of their history.
yes. Um,
And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm just gonna throw this out right now. I think the Sens are gonna win in 7 games.
okay, I'll talk about my prediction. I'll talk about my prediction after. So the Leafs, right? I'm not getting into this trap where, oh, it's a different team, it's a different thing. Screw
It
that.
doesn't mean yeah, no,
No. Okay? Great season, great regular season. The thing is, the one thing I will say is that the one thing that is different about this team, I'm going to say it right now, the goaltending.
they're yeah.
The
Anthony
goaltending,
Stolarz.
in my opinion, in terms of both goalies and the balance of both goalies, they have the best goaltending in the NHL. Okay? Anthony
Like
Stolarz
between, are
won.
you saying between like a dynamic of
I'm saying if you take a team's two goaltenders, if I'm
like
saying
yeah,
overall, the reason
like the starter slash backup, you compare them to any other?
no, I'm saying overall. And here's why I'm saying overall, right? It's because, okay, let's say, knock on wood, Stolarz gets hurt,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
We still have a guy who 70,
a
80%
young
of other
guy.
teams would take as the number one goalie, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So we have that. And then if the number one guy doesn't get hurt, we have a top what?
You have the number one guy.
Exactly. We have a top five, six, seven goalie in the league, possibly, definitely top 10. So,
Hmm.
right, he won the save percentage title, whatever the heck that it's not really a title, but he finished first in save percentage. Um,
Yeah.
so he's a
Hey,
good
that
goalie.
matters.
Of course, yeah, right.
Definitely. Hey, it matters.
But
Don't
the
get me wrong.
thing
It
is,
definitely matters.
I've been hurt so many times that I'm kind
So
of
you don't want to
expecting
say it.
I'm expecting the worst. John Tavares had a great year. He had a resurgent year. Matthews had quote unquote a kind of a down year, but if he would have played all 82 games, he probably would have had like
I think it
95
would it
points.
would have been a different story, right?
He would have
So
like 95. He was also playing hurt, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He had his hand. Mitch Marner
When you're
finally
not when
scored.
you're not playing in full condition, it doesn't help. But
Yeah. Mitch Marner finally cracked 100 points. Nylander second in the league.
yeah, that's true.
Blah, 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 blah. Great effort. The Sens, they have owned the Leafs this year. They've won every single game. I think they've won like six straight against the Leafs or seven straight, something ridiculous
In
like
the
that.
regular season, something ridiculous.
Yeah. So they
But
have the Leafs
you know what?
number.
But I will say this: the playoff history, the regular season history, to me, in this series specifically, I'm gonna throw it all out, and
Yeah,
I'm
it
just
means
gonna
nothing. Like,
yeah.
I'm
But I
sorry.
like it's like I'm still gonna say Sens in 7, but I don't think it's gonna change my outlook
Like,
like anymore.
I'm not the reason why. Okay, I'm not concerned of this series because the Sens swept the Leafs this year in the regular season. I'm sorry, but that means
No.
literally jack shit. Like it means a little, but like I don't really care about that. Like we're starting
But it's
fresh.
not it's not it's not the biggest thorn.
Exactly. The reason why I'm concerned is the history of the Leafs. Like that's what
Yeah.
it is. Um, the
Round one is
Senators.
their worst nightmare.
Oh my God, the Senators, and they also have okay, Linus Olmark. He can steal this. He can steal the series too. He has potential to do that as well. Um, you're saying Sens in seven?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do this whole reverse psychology shit, like, and pick the Sens because I want reverse psychology for the Leafs to win. That shit like that doesn't matter. I'm not a superstitious person. What I say
Hmm.
is not affecting anything. Um,
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I think the Leafs in five. I
Okay.
I'm just thinking, like, honestly, I think the Leafs are just gonna come in. Hopefully, please, please. I think like the first two games will be close, and then when they go to Ottawa, I think the Leafs will just do their thing. Um, I don't know why I have that feeling. I think that this is such a like it's not a differently two different Leafs team, but I think that the style they played is more playoff style.
Yeah.
Right? I
More
might
aggressive kind of
more
thing.
aggressive. The thing that kind of concerns me is the special teams. Like the power play has to be more consistent. Um,
Absolutely.
right? So yeah, I'm gonna go Leafs in five because
Okay.
yeah, I'm just gonna say that the team's A is better than team B, therefore team A should
Yeah.
win. All right. So yeah, that's all our predictions.
Those are our predictions. So yeah, we're gonna
So
split this into
let's go through
two
the second
videos the
round
same.
bracket. My second round bracket would be um Jets versus Abs, which you would
Yeah.
have the
So
same.
we
You
would
would
have
have
the
the same.
same Jets and Avs would be the same.
Mine would be
Vegas
Vegas Oilers. Yours would
and
be
mine
Vegas,
would be Vegas, LA.
and
And then it
then
would be for me it would be
Light,
Toronto, Tampa, or sorry, Ottawa, Tampa.
and then we both have Lightning, Carolina.
You mean Montreal, Carolina? That's
No.
who would.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Montreal, Carolina,
And
and
then
Tampa,
Tampa, Ottawa slash
Ottawa.
Toronto. Yeah.
So yeah,
So those are our predictions,
those
guys.
are our predictions. We're probably going to be wrong on everything. Like,
Except for that Montreal one.
yeah, the Habs, the the Stars are probably going to sweep the Avalanche. Vegas is probably going to lose to Minnesota.
Dude, if that
Washington is
happens, I'm
probably
gonna
going to beat
get
Montreal. Like, we'll probably be wrong on
crazy.
everything, but yeah, those are our predictions.
Thanks
On the
for
next
watching this
episode,
episode. We have a very interesting topic. I don't know if we want to reveal it, but
no,
we're gonna have some fun with it.
we'll keep it secret. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun with it.
All right. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you guys all have a good Easter if you celebrate
Easter
Easter weekend.
weekend, yeah, if you celebrate, enjoy. Well,
And
and either way, enjoy your long weekend.
yeah, that fact is you'll get a nice few days to not work or go to school,
Yep,
whatever.
relaxing and
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, the Jays. Jays have a three-game series against the Mariners that starts tonight. Jays have been good.
Let's go.
Yes,
I was at the one on Tuesday, so
I'm kind of changing my outlook on this team. I think that they're pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's
So
all.
absolutely it is. But yeah, that's well yeah, we'll again next episode will be a secret, but it'll be fun and interesting.
Yes.
So
Have a good day, everyone. Bye
take
bye.
care, everyone. Pass the scoreboard. Justin and Gianluca out.